Alright, Cody back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, going to do a vlog today on how to keep yourself occupied within prison. Um, Prison is like people are locked behind the doors for long periods of time, depending on which prison you're in, what category prison you're in, so on and so forth. Right, the noise behind me is some prick that's decided he just started to do his grass as I started to do my vlog. But it's a nice summer's day, so you can't really blame the kid, can you? Right, guys, yeah. So like I say, within prison, keeping your mind occupied, it keeps your sanity. I'm being serious. It stops you going insane, right? Um, I've been on both sides of the coin. I've been locked behind my door for 23 hours a day, sometimes 24 hours a day when I was in strange ways, and I've also been a cleaner, where I was constantly out my cell and everything else, right? So we're going to talk to prisoners that are locked behind the doors. They're not working and they're locked behind the doors, right? So yeah, you've got to think of things to do now. People have got habits of reading whole newspapers, write letters to the loved one. There's only so many times you can watch fucking Jeremy Kyle in prison, right? Before, like I say, even that fucking, it gets you bored. TV becomes repetitive and boring, right? The thing is, yeah, you've only got a few channels, right? And like you struggle for things to watch. Daytime TV shit. So then some people, what they do. One of the kids that was on my last stretch, right? He used to make like teddy bears out of bread, right? As mad as that might sound, it was actually really fucking decent, right? It was really good, and he used to sell them for £1/2, right, each. And he used to do single little roses for like a burn, right? Some people have got creative minds within prison. Some people just sit behind the door with their own thoughts and stuff, get bored, fucking stupid. Some people write letters. Some people, what you can do, depending on what prison you're in and stuff, some people buy matchsticks, right? Not to strike, so you can have a burn or set fire or something. But matchsticks is in just like little bits of wood. There's no flint on the end or anything. And what you can do with glue, people decide to make models and stuff. One of the lads on my last stretch made a gypsy wagon. He had strong Irish roots and stuff, and he decided he wanted to make a gypsy wagon, and he made the kick-ass one as well. I saw it from the start. I didn't actually see the finished article, actually. I got out before he did. Yeah, he's actually out of prison now, thank God, right? Top lad. But yeah, he started making a gypsy wagon and stuff, and I know he would have finished it because he put a lot of time and effort into it. Some people do that. Some people write letters to the loved one. Some people like you can go to the library as well within a prison. So if you go to the library, sometimes you can go to the library once a week, sometimes it's twice a week. Again, depending on what prison what prison your loved one's in and stuff. Or these videos are aimed at people that could go to prison and stuff. So yeah, some people make models with the matchsticks and the glue. Some people write letters. Some people do sell workouts where they could feel like a bag full of heavy stuff and do that. People get hold of like jerry cans, like plastic things, like plastic containers full of water, and they can sell workouts and stuff like that. Like I say, some people, if you've got a phone in your cell, you can ring your loved ones. Some people just sit and watch TV. But the most dangerous thing for a prisoner, in my eyes, right, if you sit there and you think about, because all you do in prison is think, right? Some people draw, some people write, right? You've got to find something to keep your mind occupied. Prison starts mental health problems, and if people have already got mental health problems, it makes them worse. But seriously, I'm deadly serious, right? Prison does start mental health problems in a lot of people. You'll see what I mean. If you've got a loved one that goes to prison for the first time and they come out, I guarantee you see a change in who they are as a person. It happened to me. Like I say, it doesn't mean that prison's broken you. It just means that like you see a change in the person changes. That is fucking annoying, that fucking twat that's cutting the grass. It's doing me head in. But I'm going to carry on with my vlog because I'm 4.5 minutes in, so let's crack on. Right, so yeah, so like I say, boredom honestly, if people just sit there and don't try the hand at something, i.e. drawing or writing letters or something, you're gonna honest to God, you will climb the walls, you will drive yourself insane. that can lead on to depression. It can lead on to people slashing up and suicides. Right, I'm being serious, guys. It's not a laughing matter, yeah, man. If you're not a big reader, right, you've got people within the prison system that are dyslexic, right? They can't read or write, right? So they're limited. But again, try your hand at something, because it will make a hell of a lot of difference. If you can put your mind and your focus to something, it will get you through the day, right? Take each day as it comes, right? Don't think about your whole sentence if you're doing yours and stuff, right? Because it'll drive you insane. It'll get you down, and you'll think. Don't clock watch, right? Clock watch will make the time go slower. I know that's like a theory and stuff, and people think it's a myth and all that sort of stuff. But some people do clock watch, right? I'm guilty of it. In my last sentence, I had a calendar in my wall, and I used to just cross off a day at a time. If you're in prison and you've got no pictures of your loved ones on the walls, write a letter to your loved ones, get on the phone to them, ask them to print off a load of letters, whether it's pictures, from your Facebook or Twitter, or just pictures of you in general, right, and of your family. Send you in. It's a big morale booster and stuff like that, right? Try and get a focus while you're in prison. Go to the library, right? I'm not normally a reader. I'd go to the library, I'd get books, and I would read, right? Even if you can't read, just look at the fucking pictures. Get a picture book or something, and put your focus into that. Like I say, the aim of this video is I don't want prison to defeat anyone, right? Prison can make people, or it can fucking break them, right? And I don't like the system. So I don't want the system to win. That's why I do my videos and stuff, and that's why I speak out for prisoners and stuff like that. And this is why I try to give my experience to other people. If you're in a double cell, right, and you've got a pad mate, right, hopefully you get on with him. If you don't get on with him, say to the screws, look, I don't want to be padded up with him, pad me up with someone else, right? But prison, imagine, right, guys, people that are free that have never been in prison, just imagine living 22, 23, sometimes 24 hours a day in the same cell, locked in the same cell, in the same room, in a small room with the same person, with one TV, or sometimes no TV, depending on if they're on basic or what, not. Like I say, if you're in a cell and you've got your TV and stuff, you've got to take turns with the TV, right? Living in a cell in close proximity, you literally, you shit in front of each other. You fucking might read letters in front of each other. One might break down in front of the other if they read a letter from the loved one and stuff. You've all prisoners. Every person that's in prison, doesn't matter if you're on the same wing or on different wings. Every person's journey in prison is different, because the jail gets to them different ways. Things that anger some people won't anger others, and vice versa, right? If you're on a different wing, you're going to have different incidents, kickoffs, cell fires, slashings, suicides on different wings, right? So like I say, no two prisoners serve the same sentence, right? You might, in time, like time difference, if you both get 3 years, you're both doing 1.5 years, but every day you deal with is different. Every prisoner is different how they attack the day, right? Like I say, some people read, some people find religion. If you're in a cell in close proximity, you've got to take turns, right? If you're a pretty laid back guy and the other guy's more assertive, i.e. take charge, right? He could rule the roost with the TV, right? He might be wanting to control it and watch what he wants to watch. In prison, you can't afford to be a pussy, right? You've got to put your foot down and say, no, yeah, I want to watch this. Yeah, this is on at this time. Can I watch this? People, when they finish with papers and stuff, when they get out for association, if you see a newspaper draped over one of the rails, right, you can go and get it. It means it's finished with, right? People, when they finish with a magazine or a newspaper, they'll go and hang it over the rail outside, yeah, on the balcony, right? And then people walk around and they think, oh yeah, I'll read that, and they take that, because like you get old newspapers doing the rounds and stuff like that. people, magazines and stuff. I used to read the boxing news. One of the lads had a shitload of boxing newses, and he given me. And then, like I say, I could have been a selfish. I had a fucking box full of boxing newses, right? But because I'm like one of the people and one of the lads, I'd say to someone, oh, right, yeah, I've got some boxing newses, do you want them, do you want them? And I'd pass them out, and I wouldn't just give them all to one prisoner. You've got to scatter them about and stuff like that. It's all about you've got to keep your mind ticking over. As people, we're social people and we're social creatures, right? Locked behind your doors for long periods and stuff, you have to make the best of a worse situation. When you're in prison, all you think about, all your thoughts are of your friends and your family and your life. You're in prison, you're not getting no sex, you're not getting any mental stimulation. Like I say, that's why it's important to try and stimulate your mind. But what you do, you might start writing a letter and you'll drift away to home. You could be watching a TV program, you could drift to home. You could be watching the news and your mind's thinking of home. It's very hard to keep your mind like ticking over. And like I say, prison, it's a depressing place. It's a place where, like I say, it can actually break you as a person. People are taking drugs and stuff like that to cure the boredom and to escape the realization of where they are. If you're living in close proximity, if you're in a double, right? If you're in a double cell, take turns watching the TV. If you want to watch something, you tell him, I want to watch this, right? Don't have to be a dickhead about it, obviously, because you've got to live together, right? So you need to be getting on with each other. Some prisoners get on side by side, other people don't. You've got people that are in doubles that really want to be in a single, but they've not been classed as high risk. If you want to get a single cell, there's a video of how to get a single cell. You've got to play the mental health card and stuff when you first arrive at the prison. No point doing it 6 months down the line. But yeah, like I say, people read magazines, people read newspapers, people write letters, people go to the library and get books on law, and they'll study like Archibald. Archibald's a law book, right? And people actually read and try and clue themselves up on the law. What people do as well within prison is, because your loved ones can go onto like W.H. Smith's website or Waterstone's website, and they can actually order books, but the books have got to be distributed from like W.H. Smith's or Waterstone's, right? You can have books sent into you. What people do within prison, some people study prison law, not in a classroom. I mean, they get a book on prison law or law sent into them, and they study it backwards, front to back to front, right? And they try to clue themselves up so they can challenge the system. If you're going to be in prison for a long time, you need to clue yourself up to what you can and can't get away with in prison, what the screws can and can't get away with, right? You think that was obvious, but there's a lot of grey areas within prison, like within the prison rules and stuff. And some people use the prison rules against the prison. Example, a friend of mine that I just bumped into in Manchester the other day that I was in prison with, he was a painter on my last stretch. He was the wing painter. We all got piss tested. He failed because he had spice in his system. It come back as a cannabinoids. Some spice registers on drugs tests, some spice doesn't. But this strain of spice, with the chemical makeup and the cannabinoids and stuff, the THC, they registered. He pissed positive, right? And he challenged it. He said that he challenged it, saying that he was spiked, right? And he never got a punishment. He lost his job, and he got moved down to the main onto A1. But he didn't get a punishment. Like, you can get extra days added to your sentence and stuff like that. He didn't get CC, which is cell confinement. He wasn't put on, I don't even think he was put on basic. No, I don't think he was. So that was that. So like I say, guys, another way to obviously cure the boredom as well, which is quite obvious, is apply for a job. Befriend a screw. There's always a set. Even if you've got dickhead screws, there's always one screw that's safe, right? The prison I was in, I had loads of straight screws. I was laughing, right? Become friendly with a screw. Say, boss, listen, if there's any jobs coming up, can you sort me out, please? Right? things like that. But yeah, go to the you've got to wait on the job. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. There's not just jobs on the wing. There's jobs in the workshops. You can work as gym orderlies, shop orderlies, garden orderlies. You can work in the kitchens. You can work as a wing cleaner, so on and so forth. Right? It's all about, like I say, it's all about mental stimulation. Some people enjoy their own space. Other people don't. Now, if you're enjoying your own space, you're chilled. If you don't like being like, if you don't like being stuck with your own thoughts, right? Prison's a horrible place to be. Like I say, I've alluded to it in the previous videos. You've got the old fucking roller coaster. You've got the ups, the downs. Sometimes you have more downs than ups. Sometimes you have more ups and downs. But everyone at some point does have a down. It's just prison, guys. Like I say, I speak out because I don't want prison to break anybody. Too many people leaving prisons in body bags, whether it's suicide, suicide attempts, overdoses, so forth. Yeah, I don't want the system to break anyone that's going to prison or that's been in prison. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it here. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll speak to you all soon. All right, guys, bye.